Hey guys, what's up? We've got another video for you guys today. This one's not so much a tutorial as an overview of the shirt that I made using the cosplay fabric from JOANN'S fabrics. And this is the hexagon two-way stretch fabric. I did purchase 2 yards of this to make the shirt and do have some left over. I actually used Zing Prod's tutorial on how to make a shirt, and I will try to link that down below so you guys can watch that. But I made my own templates by setting out a shirt that I like the fit of on some cardboard, traced it out, front and back and one sleeve, and then I just laid those on this fabric, cut around it, and I started by, what he did was sew the front sleeves together to the front and the back, and then just down the side and sleeves, and then hemmed all the edges. Well, actually, I hemmed the edges, like the sleeves and the bottom, before I sewed the sleeve and the side, just so that way I had a nice straight stitch to work with. And since this is a stretch fabric, I should have used a stretch stitch with it, but instead my sewing machine didn't quite cooperate properly and I had to use a straight stitch. But it does seem to be holding up pretty well. They make it just a hair short, but that's all right. One thing, I don't know if it was the fabric or my sewing machine, but I did have to go over all the seams twice when sewing, because it did seem to miss some parts. Again, I'm not a sewing expert, so again, I'm still learning. I don't know, again, if that was the sewing machine or the fabric, but the fabric does have some good stretch to it. It is a two-way stretch. And when I laid my pattern out on the fabric, I made sure that it was stretching this way rather than this way. There's still some stretch going this way, but not as much as going this way. But that's really the only thing that I made sure to do when I was laying out my patterns, which I will show you guys. This is the pattern for the front of the shirt. You can have the collar here going a curve. There's a straight line right there, straight line down. I did add some seam allowance to the side, not very much. I probably should have added just a hair bit more. But what I did was I folded the fabric over and I laid this edge, the center, on the fold. So all I had to do was make one cut. I didn't have to flip it and trace it and do all that. I didn't mark on the fabric at all. I did the same thing for the back. The back is taller than the front, because that's just how the shirts are. For the sleeve, there is one part of the top that is higher up than the other, and I did make sure to mark that, the front is lower because it has to match with the collar. And my pattern looks funky because I cut this all out of one piece of cardboard and it was on a fold and it laid on the shirt pattern. But what I did was, when I was tracing it, I traced it out like this, so I had the proper shape. And again, I had this doubled over, so I only had to do it once. But when I did this, I made sure that the pattern I wanted on the top of the pattern were both facing outwards when I traced it. So that way I got two mirrored pieces. But as I was tracing, laid it down, and I traced that and down to one side, and then I just flipped it to gain this side, so it's all even. Yeah. In Sean's tutorial, he makes the collar piece. I didn't feel a need to do that for my shirt, but you can if you want. But I will be using this for pretty much all of my cosplays undergarment, because I just like the texture that it has. and it is very three-dimensional. You can definitely feel it, and it is definitely warm. You'll definitely break a sweat walking around and conning this thing. It's pretty thick. I would suggest, if you want to, if you're gonna be having a cosplay that has like a cape or something over the back, maybe using a different thinner type material for the back so you can, it has a little bit more breathability. Again, that's all personal preference, up to you. And yeah, that is it for this video. Overall, I am very pleased with this fabric. So, I mean, if you guys are up for it, go get you some and make you a shirt. It's easier than you think. You guys have a great one.